Most spiritual traditions equate enlightenment with a clean slate. Practitioners fast, meditate, and scrub away vices, creating a clear separation between themselves and the perceived dirt of the world to reach the divine. The left-hand path offers a different perspective. It suggests that if your sense of the sacred depends on soft lighting and burning incense, you have merely found a preference. These preferences are products of the ego, the very construct that must be dismantled. The Aghori sect in India established their homes within these cremation grounds. They intentionally live at the center of what the rest of society considers deeply polluted. They sleep next to burning pyres, smear their skin with the ashes of the deceased, and eat from bowls made of human remains. This systematic exposure to things we are biologically wired to reject is designed to exhaust and eventually destroy the emotion of disgust. This image of Shiva depicts the deity as the master of both creation and destruction. The Aghori believe that if this divine force is truly omnipresent, then discriminating between the beautiful and the rotting is a failure to see the totality of God. By annihilating their gag reflex, they strip away the boundary separating them from the universe. For the Aghori, societal purity is a psychological cage that prevents a person from reaching spiritual liberation. Esoteric traditions split into two frameworks. Dakshinatra builds discipline to ascend. Vamachara crosses boundaries to find truth in the forbidden. Carl Jung called this hidden layer the shadow. In Kabbalah, it's kelipot, hardened shells trapping raw divine energy beneath rigid behavioral rules. To access this energy, traditions use transgression. A severe taboo creates cognitive dissonance, violently shattering those conditioned shells to release the trapped energy within. These rituals act as calculated sessions of cognitive behavioral shock therapy. They are designed to bypass intellectual understanding and force a total collapse of the ego. While some groups focus on disgust, others move into the violation of fundamental human morality. The Thuggee cult in India operated with a logic that prioritized cosmic duty over human empathy. They traveled with merchants to earn their trust before strangling them. They viewed these acts as an egoless duty, separate from anger or simple robbery. Their actions served a pact with Kali, the goddess of time and destruction. Suspending their moral compass was required to fulfill this divine contract. This mechanism appeared elsewhere in history, including the Russian Klisti sect. They approached Christian theology through a paradoxical lens of sin and repentance. They believed that profound repentance was the only door to salvation, but argued that such repentance was impossible without first committing a profound, intentional sin. Whether through the violence of the Thuggee or the heresy of the Klisti, these groups believed conventional morality is the final barrier to total psychological surrender. Afro-Caribbean traditions like Voodoo and Palo Mayombe act as sophisticated systems of shadow integration. They engage directly with the boundary between the living and dead. In Voodoo, possession is a tool for ego displacement. The practitioner willingly steps aside, allowing an external spirit to hijack their physical body and nervous system. Palo Mayombe uses human remains in iron cauldrons to forge direct contracts with the deceased. Practitioners manage these spirits as active employees, discarding fearful reverence. By treating the dead with cold utility and inviting them into their own bodies, these practitioners overwrite the primal human terror of mortality. Along the crowded river steps of Varanasi, the Aghori continue these practices today. They live at the visible edge of modern society, serving as a reminder of these ancient psychological mechanisms. These ascetics execute a brutal, ancient method of psychological integration. While the methods are extreme, they represent the physical embodiment of the clinical shadow work described by Carl Jung. These traditions suggest that we all possess intergenerational kilopot, shells of unprocessed pain and impulses that we spend our lives hiding. As these extremes demonstrate, extracting the vitality trapped within our own shadows requires looking past our internal definitions of what is proper or good. True psychological wholeness depends on the willingness to engage with the parts of ourselves we have been conditioned to avoid. If you understand the illusion of the cage, type sacred in the comments. Subscribe to MindUnlock for more deep dives into the hidden layers of the human experience.